Hey everyone, wondrous here, and welcome to another episode of Minecraft Billionaire. So I've been making all sorts of nuclear craft stuff in between episodes. I think I've got the general idea of how I need to do this. I was on the Nuclear Craft YouTube channel, so I'll leave a link to that down below. Great little introduction on how to use it. And as I said, I think I've got a basic idea of how to do this. It is about to turn night time, and that's, you know, generally what happens whenever I start recording. Yeah. But let's just quickly look at these quests that I had to do. So one of them was to make a reactor casing, and then the fission controller. So I thought the fission controller was something I made back here, which is really odd that that shows up again. Anyway, we're going to get a redstone and a comparator for that reward, but I don't have any room in my inventory at the moment. What's a reactor without fissile material? Make the most basic fuel, a TBU cell. First get thorium-232 needed. Just place thorium ingots in an isotope separator. You need 9 to make the TBU fuel. So I have thrown a bunch of thorium through the isotope separator here. You can see my speed upgrades are in there at the moment. I'm still making graphite dust just in case I need to make a few more of these reactor casings. I've got a bit in here. It's another 12 worth in there, I think. And now that this is done, it can go away. Now, down here I actually had the LE235 fuel that I threw some uranium in here to see what it would come up with. But what this wants is this fuel. So thorium-232. I've got some 230 there, which is just this stuff, which I can't use at the moment. So TBU here, we then combine with these empty fuel rods, which an empty fuel rod is tin and iron. So that's very simple. Tin and iron makes 32. So they're cheap, and you get a lot. So 32 for 2 tin, 2 iron is really cheap. And you can see I've made a reactor door, which is just 6 reactor casings, same way you make a regular door. I think I need to make a couple of pressure plates, because it works very similar to a steel door, or an iron door, I should say. So I think I can use regular pressure plates. As I said, I've kind of got my head wrapped around what I need to do here, but I'm not 100%. So one of the things that we need to realize with this, and I'm just going to start, and I'm realizing I'm probably going to need a lot more blocks than I currently have, but that's fine. The idea behind this is that you can't have a block here. This actually would not be a valid shape. You can't put the blocks on a corner. So both of those 2 blocks there are not valid. You can use any other block, but you cannot use reactor casings. So in the case of this, I need to do that, and then I'm going to place a door. I think it'll work like this. Maybe. I might need to. I've got some glass here as well, the transparent glass. So this will actually work as a wall. Forgot what pack I was playing there for a second. I can't fly in this pack. Whoops. So the idea of what I want to try and get done here is 3 each side, and as I said, I don't know if I've got enough. I don't know if my maths is good. Generally, my maths is not the best at any time of the day. Eventually I do want to make this bigger, but this is just somewhere to start. I'm also going to require a few more things. So let's put that there, this here. Let's throw the door in. And the other thing I'm going to need to place is the controller. Now the controller apparently, I think, can go? No. So it needs to go somewhere in here. Can I place it here and still get it to work? No. I wonder whether this is a thing. So yeah, as I said, I'm not 100% sure how I can get the doors to work, whether or not it needs to have reactor casing here, which shouldn't work because it's on the corner. Actually, ideally, I should be able to put you there. I'll place that here and just throw a door in. Okay, that is actually connected. So if I open this and throw that there, are you still? Yes, you are. Okay, we have a reactor that's working. It does need a redstone signal to run, in which case we're going to grab a lever. I also need some ducts. So, today, there we go. See, leadstone's only going to do 1,000 RF tick. That's okay to start. And I want a lever. All right. So the lever will go up on here. Okay, that doesn't open the door. Excellent. The idea behind this and the thing that's recommended on the YouTube channel is that you put your fuel in and it will give you how much it's going to produce without you turning it on. So we're running TBU, and if you use this, you hover over TBU here, I'm holding shift, it'll tell you that it will take 120 minutes. It produces 60 RF a tick and 18 heat units a tick. Now you have heat levels and storage of power, etc. here, and each of these only works depending on how many of these you have in here. So reactor cell, come back out. Its efficiency is 100. We will make 60 RF a tick at 18 heat units a tick. If I put 2 in, 120 at 36 heat units a tick. If these two are touching, it will give a 200% efficiency, but it produces a lot more heat, so 108 heat per tick. And 240 RF a tick. Okay, so the idea is the more you have touching, the more power you'll create. Now these graphite blocks serve to join them together, so we're getting 212%, 115 heat, 255 RF a tick. Again, if I could probably do that. Wait for it, 258%, so we're producing 465 and 238 heat a tick. Now, we need to cool these. You can read here, each of these cooling things have their own rules. So water must touch at least one reactor casing, then it'll give you 20 heat units a tick. Diamond must be at least adjacent to 4 active water coolers in the same plane and one reactor casing. So I won't be able to use the diamond for the small reactor that I have, but I can probably use these Enderium ones because they must touch at least 3 reactor casings. So I can put that there. And we will now be producing 98 heat units. I can then put maybe another. Ooh, will that actually work if it's touching the glass? Oh, it has. So because the reactor casing, it's just a transparent one, so it's not a glass. That still counts. So I can put another one in here. Whoops. And we've got negative 181 heat units. So I could then play with as much as I wanted. And I don't think we'd ever have any problems with heat. So I could leave this running indefinitely. On this, it will produce 540 RF a tick. And it'll never heat up. It'll never melt down. 540 hour per tick. We can pump it straight into here. And I think this was using, what is it? 300 hour per tick. So we will be producing more than what this needs. And as far as I know, I can just connect this here. I don't think that'll break it. Nope. So let's, just for sake of this, I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to place that like that. Now, got no power in here at the moment. If I hit this lever, we're getting that little ticking sort of noise. It's producing 540 hour per tick. No heat. Absolutely no heat. This is just cruising along, mining for no power. I don't know what happens if I open the door. Let's like this. Do I get a blast? Nope. But that, as you saw, that'll take 120 minutes to use up its power. I think we could probably even get away with making another reactor cell, which was the tough and glass. So I don't have any glass at the moment, so that's something I would need to grab a little bit more sand. Let's just furnace that up. And again, that's just really basic fuel. That's just this thorium through here. If I use this, for example, the LEU, so that's uranium through the system, and that's, you take the tiny clumps and turn it into the 235, and you take the 238 and we turn it into LEU 235. We drop this in here. This produces 120 RF a tick and 50 heat units. It runs for an hour. So it's a little bit hotter, but it produces a fair bit more power. Let's make one more reactor cell, just so I can see whether we can produce even more from our, let me place that there. What are we getting with that? 615, and it's still 130. So if I got two more graphite blocks, and it is night time again. The graphite blocks are made how? Am I just not seeing them? Graphite blocks is graphite bars. So 9. Okay. Graphite. Oh, look at that. I'm going to smelt them while I sleep. We can make one more block, because what I can do is throw that in there, and that will link two more of those cells together, which potentially could be bad, but hopefully not. Oh, I've got tons of graphite in here. Don't know why I needed to. So let's make two more. All right. So as I said before, we're still at a negative heat, so it's still nice and stable. 615 RF a tick. Let's put one there. 652. I think that will actually stop the cooling of that one. 690 and 93, because I don't know if this can actually touch. So what I might do is pick you up, put you there, and then put that there. Right, 690 RF tick, still negative heat. And as we said, that's going to run for 120 minutes at 690 RF tick. So that keeps this little guy running quite nicely. Producing lots of very nice materials. I'm going to throw the rest of these in here. And it's never going to melt down because it's perfectly stable. We could, again, as I was saying, dump more and more materials, like more and more of these blocks and that in there. but it's not really needed. This is working, and it's working quite well. It's going to be using more power than we're creating, but again, it's a little bit of thorium I used. So our canola system can continue running our base, and the thorium system can run over here. Now that's not the book I wanted. I want this book. So yep, it wanted us to make TBU fuel rods. We're going to get an oxide fuel rod for that for some reason. And I may as well claim this one as well. We've done our little nuclear craft quest line here. What did it give us? It gave us TBU oxide, which runs at 120 minutes, but 84 RF tick. And then that's our LEU one we had earlier. 60. So this runs slightly hotter and slightly more power, but it runs the same amount of time. So TBU oxide takes oxide fuel, which is the thorium-232 oxide, which comes from thorium oxide, neptunium, berkelium, or oxygen and thorium-232. But that's still cool. As I said, 120 minutes. Now I don't know if that's like literally 2 hours of Minecraft time, or whether this 230% actually knocks on that hours thing. But it's alright, it's going. We've I mean, the episode's about halfway through, and haven't had this running the whole time, but it's certainly not going to last 2 hours, that's for sure. We're getting a lot of nice materials here. We're probably going to get got some more uranium. Look at that. Got some more thorium. So we have plenty of material, tons of thorium here, to make plenty more of these fuel rods. So nice little system. Look at the iron coming in. 3.5 stacks of iron. That's fantastic. Lots of redstone, lots of gold, lots of coal. A little bit of gold. Nice little system. Again, power I don't have to worry about. That can run that quarry. This system won't be affected anymore, and technically I could probably, the butterfly, I could probably break this one now, or I can use that one that I have in my inventory to run another machine at some point. Nice. Alright, so in our, I'm probably just gonna offload a few of these other reactor things. So I will make it bigger at some point. It's just not quite what I need to do at this point of the game. I'm going to throw all of this stuff in here for now. Okay. My sword must be in here, yes. It really doesn't have much power either. I was kind of trying to get it to be powered up. Let's just put some coal in here. Okay, what else have we got in the way of quest lines? I mean, we've got advanced generators, which I was going to start looking into, seeing if we can produce better power from the canola oil. But I was also looking, and in terms of the canola oil, so this stuff, canola, let's just go oil. So we have canola into oil, yep, so that's through the squeezers. Now, the oil can be used apparently to cast straight into 50 monies. So you can turn a 1 money into 50 with oil, which is an interesting one. The crystallized oil can be used to make 100 from a 1 money in a bin here. So that's a lot of money just from a bucket of oil. We can use it in a compression dynamo. One bucket will make 400,000, and that's at whatever speed the dynamo runs at. So we could probably run it fairly high with a few upgrades and produce a lot more power. Maybe at less cost than what it's currently working at. So again, we've got lots of quests to run through, and I know this area was reset. I don't have any of the gold or the oil stuff done. I think, yeah, we've got a whole bunch of steel we need to produce before I can get back into doing that. So maybe it is worth just looking at a gas turbine controller. Whoop. So the gas turbine controller is going to require a control circuit like this. It's going to require 2 of these, so there's 16. It's going to require 2 of these. What am I missing? Sticks, really? Wow. Oh, no, not them. They're those silly ones. Some sticks. Require that. And then we're going to require... That gives us the gas turbine controller. I'm trying to keep an eye on the time. We also need a flux generator. So a flux generator is going to require a couple more of those iron frames. It's going to require this, a couple of pistons, and I have no wood. Two pistons, please. That. Keep clicking the wrong thing. There we go, 1 flux generator. And then we need fluid intake. Another 2 of them, thanks. Okay. Gonna get 500 for that. Then it wants me to make an iron turbine, which is a bit of a pain because iron turbines are pretty average in generation. That's fine. We'll make an iron turbine. 2 more of these. And I do need to process some more of the iron from over here, but once I start processing that, it's going to be noisy. So it's going to give us a second iron turbine as a reward. Bronze is another one, and then Enderium is the top end. Oh no, Vibrant. Okay, so how much bronze do I have? 10. Actually, you need 11 to make 1. So that's copper and tin, right? I got some bronze. I'm gonna sleep. 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 I do want to see what this can produce in terms of power. So let's just place these things down. We need this and we need this. I'm gonna need a tank. Do I have any tanks? I've got a let's just make a portable tank. Portable. No servos, no glass. Oh my gosh. Yoink. Okay. Got a little bit of glass. Okay, all I need is 3. I'm going to throw the 9 in. That'll do for the moment. You can go in there. You can go in there. Grab the bronze. glass. It's fairly quick. There's a tank. I would like to export whichever one it is that's fluid, which I think is this one. Can you export here, please? No? I thought yellow was fluid. Oh, that's extract. What's that? Oh, the yellow must be power. Oh my gosh. Let's try and extract power. So no, I don't want that one. Must be this one. There we go. Whoops. That's not the one I want though. But it's one of the oils. So that's something we can put here for the moment, just so we can get an idea of our production. Let's just throw these couple on. It's producing power at 100 RF a tick, which is fine, and it's using 0.5. So that's not too bad. Again, I'd like the next oil up, but I didn't specify what I wanted to output, so I'm kind of limited in what I've ended up with. Let's close this and go like that. I want 2 of them around that. Gives us the bronze turbine. Bronze. If you watch my Modular Mayhem series, you'll have seen me make tons of these. There's a bronze turbine. That's going to complete this one. We're going to get an upgrade kit. So that's cool. I can plop that there, and then I can upgrade that one. And we should be producing what, 250? Oh, 450, sorry. They're 200 each, aren't they? Yes. 450 RF tick. At 2 millibuckets a tick. Peak fuel consumption. So not too bad. Again, not quite as, I guess, cheap, so to speak, as this. But still quite good. So yeah, definitely not 120 minutes of production time. Maybe that's because of we have the 1, 2, 3, 4 cells in there, so maybe that drops it to half an hour. So 120 minutes, 2 would be 60 minutes, 4 would be 30. So I mean, we're just coming up to the half-hour mark now, and yeah, that'd be about right. Again, producing stuff nice and cheap, and yeah, we're getting quite a few things here. We're maxed out on basalt. So any basalt that comes in now is just getting voided. That's still cool. We are still making resources for nothing, effectively. But yeah, so this is another way of using our oil. 2 millibuckets a tick, 450 RF a tick. That is almost as powerful as our system down here, because these produce 200 each. So that's 600. And this is just on the lower level oil. If we can get in the empowered oil into that system instead, which we could pull those 3 things out and place this unit down there. We could indeed have a much better output of power, and still be using the same liquid. So I may do that. I may drop these 3 guys out, and we may do a little bit of mucking around and get this putting power. Is that really how we're doing this? Leadstone's 1,000, so that's fine. We're actually putting the... Anyway. Yeah. So I might play around with that in between episodes if I get a chance. Try and get this system down there. We will have to look into the turbines and making the better ones. Whichever one that top one it wanted was. Well, it wasn't Enderium, was it? Ooh, we can make manual ones. 1,000 RF a tick. Enderium's 1,000 as well. So is Vibrant. Very nice, Vibrant. You just need a lot of Vibrant alloy. Ooh. Cobalt. 25. Ardite. 12. I only need 11. Oh, that's very interesting. I wonder if I can do this in here too. Let's just quickly check this out. Just before we wrap up. We are slightly over, but let's just check something out. We got 4 cobalt. Wow, that was nice. Because of the dark steel balls. Giving us the 150 main output. Okay. Can I do this in here? No. I want it in alloys only. No, you can't. That's alright. Still, worthwhile. What about in this one? Do you? Ooh, that's interesting. Can we do this? Can we alloy using this guy? Nope. Alright, so we will go back to the old-fashioned way of plopping it in our smeltery. And then once we have 11, because that'll give us 8, won't it? Because I think it's 2 to 1 in this. I might be able to make a manual one and get 1,000 RF a tick. That's quite impressive. We can make upgrade kits. Let's iron some sticks. It's worth it. It's much more power. 1,000 RF a tick. And hopefully we can do it from this fuel. If I can get 3 of them, I can get 3,000 RF a tick. Wow. I don't know what sort of fuel usage it'll be. But again, this was giving us some really nice returns on our ore. And if it's going to give me... Well, I think I was just very lucky that first one, giving us 4 of each. There we go, we got 4 that time. If we can get some nice returns using this, we can make quite a few of these turbines. So yeah, I'm going to wrap up here. Thank you all for watching. We've now got a little bit more. That only gave us 4 ingots. We nice little bonus power boost for our system down there. And we're working towards yet another way of creating power. So this episode has just been about making power more than anything else. So there's 4 of these, and as I said, I need 11 to make a full turbine. Oops, that was bad. I don't want to put poor gold out. So thank you all for watching. Leave your comments in the regular section down below. I hope you come back and join me for another Billionaire episode next time. See you later.